Hello everyone, and welcome back to GregTech New Horizons. I am thrilled to be back for episode 6, and today we finally broke through into the LV age. Though it was a quicker episode to say the least, we made our very first circuit and our very first LV machine. Before we start this episode though, I just want to say that I have a little announcement at the end of the episode about videos following episode 6. With that being said, thank you for tuning in, and enjoy the episode. Alrighty, I think it is finally time for us to move into the LV age. And I think our biggest part in going into that is starting off with rubber, which I believe just requires us putting 3 raw rubber dust to 1 sulfur in the alloy smelter, and I believe that will, yes, start to get us rubber. That is a very loud machine, that is for sure. And boom. Now, I just want to say, you might notice we're somewhere new, and I know that's a little odd to some, and maybe to all, because I haven't really talked about this, but if you've kept up with the streams, you'll have known what this is. This is the new base. It is a big old factory. Let me see if I can get up to the old base, which the old base is completely stripped, no longer, nada. Because I decided I want to move into a little more of a build rather than just living in a mountain. So, yeah, we now live in a factory. And that steam bunker is already getting torn down. Yes, the one we made last episode. And struggled so much to try and work and make work, and it's getting torn down because it's all getting moved into this factory. Because this early in the game, it's dumb to make things so spaced out. Like, if it would have been closer to the base, then it would have been different, but it was so far away. And it's close now, but this is so much better. We have a huge steam machine. This is the combination of the steam bunker and the old base into a huge steam tank. So we're just running off the excess right now. I haven't powered this thing in so long. There we go. We're just getting rubber left and right. Now we need to get 40 rubber bars to be able to complete this quest. What are our next quests that we can start to complete? That I already did. Rubber sheets. How can you get rubber sheets? I don't believe we have access to that right now. Oop, wrong button. Oh, I assume you can do that in the alloy smelter. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, let's wait for all this rubber to smelt up, and then we will move on to getting a electronic circuit. Alrighty, now we have the 40 rubber, so there we go. We now have rubber. Let's move on to wired. So what we will have to do is first make 3 red alloy wires. So I already saw that we're going to need tin, we're going to need copper, and we're going to need red alloy. So let's see. Let's do that, and that. Okay. So we need to make 3 of these. There we go. And how many tin do we need? 7 tin. I didn't mean to do that. And then for copper wire, what do we need? We need 8 fine copper wire. We also need 24 of this, it said. So let's do that. we are missing wire cutters. How about that? Let's make some new wire cutters. Alrighty, now that we got the wire cutters, let's finish getting those. And then it also said we needed... What else do we need? 8 fine copper wire. So just to make this a little speedier. Do that. And now we need the rubber sheets. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come... Actually, we need to get our plates, and let's sleep real quick so that we have no intruding guests pop in on us. I need my plates, which I put in here. And I believe we need the ingot mold, correct? Plate mold. Ah. And I actually do not have the plate mold. Do I? I do not. So, we're going to go on a quick adventure on how to make these. So, what you do is you take 4 steel, because that's what it takes to make the molds themselves. You grab a blank cast, and you come over here, you find the mold you need, you find the casting plate, and you make it. And then what you do is you come over to the smeltery, and once your steel is smelted up, you smelt it, and voila. So let's wait for that to smelt up. Alrighty, and now that that is smelted up, we pour it in there to 576 liters, and now we have a plate mold. Didn't really prepare that, now did I? Now I'm going to need, I believe, 10 plates. So we put in, oh, that is so fast. And that is super inefficient because I didn't realize some. Okay, well there's the 10 plates we need. And rubber sheets completed, nice. Got another quest, cool. Now all we need to do is make these 3 and these 7, and that should be wires completed. Yep, there we go. So now we have all of those wires. Next, we don't have to worry about that right now. Next, let's make the resistors. Why not? All we're missing is 2 cold dust, and we should be ready for that. And I'm going to use slime balls. So all I gotta do is come over here. What did it say? 4 coal dust or 2? Wait, how many am I making? 2. That's as simple as putting that in there, and with the mortar, boom. Now we come over here to the resistors, we find what recipe we're going to be using. Oop, didn't mean to click that. And we're going to use this recipe. Make 2 of those. And voila, now we have 2 resistors. Just that much closer to creating our circuit. Next, we need the big ol' vacuum tubes. Now, I do believe I have those in here, so let's vacuum tube it up. We're going to need the copper wire, some steel rods, which we're just going to put in there already, some alloy. We should have all that if I am correct, except for we are missing the 2 glass tubes. And that isn't bad because I need to know how to make them. What you do is you put 2 glass dust into a ball mold. Now, I do know we have the ball mold already. I just need to find where the glass dust is. And that is a really good question because I have no clue where my glass dust is. But I can mortar glass and I know I have glass in it. So how many do I need? I need 2 of these, so it's 2 to 1, or it's 1 to 1. And then we get the mortar, 2 glass dust. Then, once again, I'm going to come right back over to this alloy smelter. Not as fast as the rubber plates, but decent speed. There's 1 glass tube. And the other is on its way right there. I'm going to grab the mold because I lost a mold a while back. And I'm trying not to do that again because they're not the cheapest. Now all we do is craft it up. And there's 2 resistors. Or 2 vacuum tubes. And then last but not least, we need a circuit board, which, if I check over here, a circuit board is just like that. And we need the coated circuit board, which I'm going to use 3 slime balls for. We need 6 slime balls and 3 planks. Since I have so much slime, and that is thanks to the slimy saplings, now I just need, how many of these planks? Only 3. We have 4. Make that circuit board, and voila. Now I believe we can make a singular electronic circuit. And just like that, we're still missing a steel casing. Alright. Well, that's easy enough to do. And now, just like that, we have our first LV circuit. Awesome. How about that? Welcome to the LV tier. Almost. We are not quite there. Our next adventure into the LV tier is getting our basic steam turbine, which hopefully won't be too expensive. Hopefully we can get there rather quickly. First off, we're going to need an LV machine hull, which hopefully isn't that expensive. It's wrought iron plates, which we have wrought iron. Some tin cables, which we still have left over. Steel plates, which are, once again, easy enough to make. And then an LV casing, which is pretty simple. So, actually, we should be able to... Oh, we're missing 4 wrought iron. I would have to grab my wrought iron for this to work. There we go. There's the LV machine hull. Just like that. Now we need 2 tin rotors. Aren't the cheapest, but they're still manageable. And then we need the tin ring, which all that's already made. Yeah. Tin plate, yep. And I believe it said I needed 2 of these. 20 tin, not bad. Do I have that on me? I do. Craft that up. There's the 2 tin rotors. Now all we need to do is make 2 electronic motors. Fun. We're going to use the iron recipe for that, because the iron recipe is cheaper. Awesome. Iron rods, we should still have tin cables and copper wires left. Yes, we do. And then we need to magnetize iron with some redstone, 4 redstone dust. Ha, we have 2. Well, good thing I should have some redstone dust sitting right here. Fix that question. Fix that problem really quickly. We are missing 6 iron and 2 copper cables. 2 iron. Oh no, we were missing 6 iron. What am I doing? And then some copper cables. How do you make copper cables? Why do I not know the crafting recipe for this? Oh, it's copper plates. There it is. Silly me. There we go. Now we should be able to make that. And there's the 2 motors. Now, without further ado, we need some bronze fluid pipes. What all are we missing? Just the 2 bronze fluid pipes, which, if I'm lucky, we already have. we now had steam turbine. There it is. Basic steam turbine. And this is going to be our introduction to power by generating steam into EU, which is the energy units, and just like that, welcome. Oh, I'm clicking a bunch of buttons. Clicking the wrong buttons, that's for sure. Just like that, we are now in LV. Wow. We are finally in LV. Alrighty, well, we have finally broken into the LV age, and next episode is going to be a blast. Hopefully not too many explosions. Now, regarding episodes that will succeed this episode, I want to be able to take more time to focus on editing and spending more times on the videos overall to hopefully end up producing higher quality videos rather than just quantity videos. Now, what does that mean for uploading schedules? I'm not quite sure, but I'm hoping that even while trying to focus on more quality rather than quantity, I will still be able to upload every other week or so, but once again, only time will tell. So, thank you for staying till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.